Hello, welcome everybody. First of all, Happy New Year, Happy 2024. I was debating today with my friend if on the 9th of January is still a thing to say Happy New Year, but yeah, let's start by that. So welcome to the first episode of Merging Minds, our global leadership forum at Bureau Awards on this 9th of January. Today, I am honored to have here one of my favorite people in this industry, one of my favorite leaders, a woman that is a founder, a great person, a mother, an investor, somebody that really has a lot to share with us today. I made a few notes before I introduced you to her on the things that you will learn today if you follow us, because I think it's going to be interesting. It's super interesting to share these life experiences, these stories. For example, I think it's interesting, and we will learn today how to create a culture of connection, and how to provide and get feedback. Tackling diversity and inclusion in the tech world, a topic that is very hot today. Balancing life and business, and mentorship, definitely. Okay, so without many further ado, I will introduce my dear friend, Isabelle Andrieu. Hello, Isa.
Hi, Javier. Thank you for having me. Nice to meet you all. And I think we can say Happy New Year till the 30th of January. That's what I've learned, and that's what French people do in their culture, like saying Happy New Year till January the 13th. So we still have.
So we still have 20 more days. Okay, fine. That's it. Where in the world are you today, Isabelle?
I came back from Auckland 2 days ago, and I'm now in Rome, in my office in Rome. I'm actually taking my husband's seat. He's not in the office, so I'm having the boss seat right now.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So if you're jet lagged, let us know. We will close the camera. You can have a quick nap and continue. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, I've been super, as I said in the introduction, I was looking forward to interviewing you. I know you in person. I follow you. I always say that I want to be like you when I grow up, because to me, you're building something that is great. People are talking wonders about what you're doing, and you have a beautiful life story. And today I invited you to share a little bit of it and to share your advice, right? So, well, for those who still don't know Isabelle, I'd like her to introduce herself. So please, Isa, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Yes. So I'm Isabelle. I'm turning 49 this year. I'm a linguist by training. So I did translation studies in France. And I co-founded my company Translated with my husband, Marco, almost 25 years ago. So in 1999. And the story is why we co-founded the company is it's because it's a love story. We met in college, and I decided to move with my 2 suitcases to Italy to follow him. And Translated was born from this love story with basically no business plan. It was just the will to willing to stay together. Me being a linguist and Marco being a computer geek. So at that time we had, let's say, the intuition that the internet would have changed the market, and we wanted to respond to a business need. So there were no translation company that would offer an exact quotation for your translation, an exact delivery time. So we did it. That's how we started. So I've been in this industry for 25 years, and I covered many roles, from being a translator, an account manager, project manager. I also ended to be a chief operating officer. And today I'm, other than being a chairwoman, which means that I review and sign all the contracts in the company, I also have an active role in HR, because I'm a director of the People Tower. We have called it People Tower. And I take care of all of my 220 employees. I'm CEO of Pi School, which is our education stream on AI, where we help engineers become experts in AI, and companies realize a fast prototyping in 8 weeks. And since 2007, I also co-founded Pi Campus. It's a private venture fund where we invest in startups that apply AI in different fields. And we have 64 investments in Silicon Valley and around the world. And I'm a proud mama of 3 children that have 14, 12, and 5 years old.
Will you mention your kickboxing thing as well? That is just what the thing that you do.
Yes, that's let's say how I discharge my energy and how I become more focused at work is by practicing 3 times a week kickboxing within the office, because sports is part of our lifetime in the office.
I love it. I love it. I love it. You have a very interesting young life experience, and since you already jumped a little bit down memory lane, I have a question, because one of the first things that I would like that I would ask you to share today with us is like overcoming challenges, right? We tend to be a lot sometimes in the comfort zone, get used to things that we do good, and challenges. And I personally believe that some of the biggest challenges come especially in how you work and what you're doing in entrepreneurship, right? And since we started going down memory lane, I was thinking that behind your success, there have been definitely moments of uncertainty, right? And could you please share with our friends here today? By the way, and start leaving your comments here, because we will definitely continue talking about them. Can you share with us today a specific moment in those early stages of your career where you faced real major difficulty and you said, like, I'm done with this, I cannot? And how did you overcome it?
Yeah, so I think there have been many challenges, and we are talking about like a 25 years time. So from losing all our data, from someone clicking on a forbidden button in the database. So we lost all our database to working overnight to meet specific deadlines where we completely went wrong. But I do not need to tell you normal things in this industry. But one thing that I recall in particular that was really challenging was an episode with Google when it was in 2006. We were basically betrayed by one of our employees, and within a week we lost all our engineers. So so we were 20 employees at that time. It was 2006, and the same day we entered our for the first time our beautiful office in Rome. So we were so happy because it was the first time that we moved in this super nice villa in Rome. We had a delegation of 5 people from Google that came for due diligence because they were interested in acquiring Translated, in acquiring our company. And we were developing at that time our machine translation system. And we had several contacts with Google. We were helping them with some very specific projects, and they were interested in knowing a little bit more. So we had like 5 people entering our office. We were happy. I mean, it's impactful, but at the end, they were more. The deal did not go through. Because Google was interested more in the technology rather than in the company. So as 2 co-founders, we were willing to secure a future for our employees. We had built something with them. So with Marco, we decided that the deal was not interested. That was not interesting for us. So to make it short, we said no to Google. But one of our employees took direct contact with them and let's say escaped with our engineers to help them develop the technology. So in a matter of 2 days, no more IT team. So that was kind of a very hard moment. And we had to start again. 20 people, when you lose all the capacity in IT, it's kind of harsh. and we lost months of operations, of development. But I think each moment that each of these episodes was a time for us to redefine our strategy, to start basically to walk again, the way we were operating. We had to really dig into ourselves and say, hey, we need to. There's a lesson to learn. There's a lesson to learn in every moment. So I think we took advantage of everything that happened to us to move forward.
Well, I hope this was the biggest thing that ever happened, and that's not going to happen again, because you know that the best is always yet to come.
Yeah, definitely. You always have to see the positive in.
Yeah. I like the question that my colleague Luke Vivetta is asking there, and I want to ask your opinion on that. Like, can you, it says that when you are facing challenges, which factor do you think it's more important to address? I mean, which factor do you feel it was more important to address with them? Experience,
Well,
emotion, strategy. What kind of leader are you? Do you strategize a lot? Like, feeling this is going to work like this?
I think it's a mix of everything. I mean, emotion is definitely big. I mean, to me, I'm a very emotional person, so I think we need to understand what's behind the emotion and to make things work. But of course, you need to be very strategic to understand what are the what your actions can make, what actions can. How to define the actions and understand. I don't know how to say that, but be strategic about your moves. You know,
Yeah.
it's really a combination of both, and I think you
Yeah.
need both to succeed.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that one. I have when I was thinking of the questions that I wanted to, or the lessons that we could share with our friends watching, I was thinking that since you built a company from scratch with your husband, and one of the things that I always try to advocate for is a good and healthy company culture. So I thought that I wanted to ask you precisely about the company culture that you guys are working in to implement or implementing in Translated. And I hear, and this comes also from, I tell you, one of my best friends is one of your clients, and he always speaks wonders about especially how you work and how you take care of employees and the company culture that you guys are having there, right? So I wanted to ask you firstly, as a leader, you could share insights with us on those core values you try to implement, and that specific leadership philosophy that you and your leadership team apply to.
So I think so. I feel a little bit like a mother to my team, and when you are a founder, I think at a certain point you realize the impact that you have over your community to guide them in their lives and work. And I think it's really, I feel this responsibility at least. And in Transit, it's a people company, but also a performance company, and we treat people as if they were athletes. They are athletes to us, and as a founder, I take care of them. I take care of the fact that they have everything that they need to perform at their best. So typically we have. Are you still here? Yeah, you have. We have a beautiful environment.
We don't live in you. We don't live in you.
So we spend 8 hours in the office, so it needs to be beautiful. So we converted luxurious villa into offices. We make sure that they have food for thoughts and food also for in the kitchens.
Yeah.
So these are practical things that we have, and I don't know if you want me to describe
It's cool. No, it's okay. You can continue, because I have thought of also asking you, like, how are you putting those into action, that they're just not paper, right? So you can share some examples like these ones you're sharing, like, for example, eating all together, providing the food, making sure that the athletes somehow, which you can share, are ready to perform.
yeah, so one of the things is, of course, it's to have a clear vision, so to give direction to these people, and the vision, the direction needs to be clear, and it's very challenging because once the company grows, spreading this vision across the whole company is very challenging, and the more the team grows. And the more diverse it is, you need to ensure that every member understands and aligns with these core objectives. So there are different things that we are doing from the way people consume the information is also important. So we have newsletters. We have them participate into webinars. We have Sip and Share, which is a moment where, together with a beer, we consume information and we share what's new, what are the news in the company. And we have the Nothing Ever Happens event, which is a moment where we sit down and we just tell to the people what has happened in the company, and if you do this, you just realize that things are going crazy fast, and it is good to sit down and just share that with the people. Then I think one of the values I really want to express in the company is empathy, to make sure that you address the needs and the challenges of your team, and you want to make them engaged and make sure that you listen to them, so that you build trust, and they know that they can rely on you. So typically, I want them to my office is always open. They have my mobile phone. They know that they can rely on me, and I will talk to everyone. And I think it's super important to be very accessible. And I like to spread these values across the company, making sure that we help them through coaching. We have team coaching sessions whenever there's a change in the organization. Whenever there's a change in the organization, we teach people how to become a team, and we work on the values of this team, how they want to reach out to other team members, making sure that there's a climate of transparency and communication within the team. We have, empowerment workshops. There's a whole process designed towards their journey. It's not stable. There's no secret sauce. Because the companies are living organizations, so it's not that you like design something and then you're done and you click your bullet points and that's it. No, it's there are ups and downs, of course, depending on the period of the time and also which challenges they are facing. But we're trying our best to make sure that it's not only written on paper, but it's something that is really concrete. We have coaches with, there's
and as I told you, it's confirmed from one of my friends who is a good client of yours, who confirms that that's real, that's not put on paper. So for all our friends watching, that's it. And you know what I think also, because I know you for a few years already, and since I met you first time, I know that you are a connector of people, right? So I always know that those things are that you put those things in place and that you definitely that they're real in translated, right? I wanted to ask you as well, in today's world in which we came out of the pandemic, and now it's a bit of a mix between offices and working online. How do you make sure that the team feels the sense of camaraderie and connection to the company and to those values that you just said?
Mm-hmm. It's tricky because typically we are a Roman company with an international ambition, and we have few people also working remotely. So
yes,
we're starting designing events that involve also our remote community, and there's there's a very long tradition of celebrating all sorts of events in translated, starting from our ski trip once a year. We decided to not doing the Christmas dinner, but organizing ski for everyone. So we are inviting everyone from the company to do a ski trip. We celebrate all sorts of events from Halloween to Carnival and I think every month we have two sorts of events. One which is a more, let's say, I don't remember how to say it. One that is like how to be together, so cooking together, or like a carnival or something, where we also involve our remote community. And another type of event that is how do you say that? Sorry, I got confused.
No worries. If we can jump to the next thing, because I also
so socialized event, and oh dear, when you serve the community, how do you say that?
Community events, like
voluntary activities. Voluntary activities. So we have socializing events and voluntary activities, and these socialized events typically try to connect also the remote workers. May I be invited in all these events?
Yeah, Iveta wants to be invited to one of those, and I like.
In the carnival events, for instance, we have contests where we give prizes to our employees for the best costume, and it also. So it's
I really like that you've mentioned a few times the sense of community, building community, helping your community, constructing all that. I agree with you in this regard. Like myself, I'm the head of community in this company, right? So yeah, I wanted to ask you as well, because there's one initiative that you guys I'm loving, I'm following it a lot, and it's also, I know it comes from the passion that you and your husband have, the passion for sailing. Can you tell us about that event you guys are participating in around the world, which serves, I think, as an act of community?
Really, by case that this happened. So during COVID, we.
By the way, it's a question by Simon as well, right? Our friend
Say
Simon.
It again?
It's a question that our friend Simon wants to ask.
Oh yeah. It's what do you love about the Ocean Globers? So the Ocean Globers, we are sailing around the world. We decided to embark in this impossible journey. I'm not a professional sailor. I was not sailing, basically. Never sailed in my life. Marco the same. And during COVID, we had no other option. So we had a family trip of 2 days. Everybody in Italy was renting boats, and that was pretty good as an experience. And we met this guy who introduced us to the Ocean Globe Race, where for the 50th anniversary, there was this organization organizing this trip around the world with no technology. And in translated, we have this slogan. We have this slogan where we say we believe in humans. So we said, okay, that would be great to embark in this journey where we demonstrate the world that with no technology, the we believe in humans is really something you can show in this impossible adventure. So embarking in this journey, we were no experts. So we are basically we have started in September last year, sailing with a beautiful boat that is a Swan 65, and there are 4 legs from UK to South Africa, to Auckland, to Punta del Este in Uruguay, and then go back to UK. And we selected a crew among our community, among the industry, among non-professional sailors. 1,500 people applied. You did?
I applied.
Okay, awesome. And they got trained.
Next one.
Yeah, they got trained. They were on the boat. They refitted the boat. It was a crazy adventure, and we're now on starting leg 3 in 4 days on Sunday, 14th of January, from Auckland to Punta del Este, and it's going to be very challenging because it's going to be the Cape Horn Passage, which typically sailors get a tattoo for, or ear piercing. So I'm going to have my husband.
Marco gonna do it. Arm. I can't wait to see that.
The beautiful thing is that we did miracle with with leg 1 and 2, because we won leg 2.
You won. Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing. And the crew is made of.
Teresa is there, like her husband. I'm following.
Yeah, Teresa was in leg 1. Teresa participated since day 1. Training with Paul Kayar in San Francisco. So we had another boat in San Francisco where we got people trained also to participate in the regatta. So crazy.
Next, I'm there in February. If you guys are sailing, I'll give you a call.
Okay.
Well, thanks for sharing that. That's a really beautiful story. It's working very good to show the values of your company, to build your community, and to show your appreciation for challenges and for sorting and for doing these things, right? I really like that a lot. Isabelle, another thing that I was thinking about asking you, and it's a thing that I face challenges with personally a lot of times, and I wanted to ask your opinion on feedback, both on giving feedback as a leader and also as receiving feedback as a leader, right? So, I thought of asking you first, giving constructive feedback is crucial, I think, for professional growth, right? But I think it's challenging. I personally am bad at this, even though I might not look that, right? So can you share with us, how do you approach the difficulties of delivering feedback to people you work with, you lead, especially when it's difficult feedback? How do you do that?
So I was mentioning before that Translated is a people company and a performance company. So we treat people as athletes. So I want to hire people that are open to feedback. So this is the first thing. And I always try to deliver feedback that might hurt. From a place of kindness. I try to let them understand that it's a moment when they can evolve, and I help them evolve. So I always try to be very kind, and my goal is to really try to look after their well-being, but of course making things work. So I always try to be very transparent and tell them that it's a safe place. We want them to grow if they are open to it. And I don't have a secret sauce, but this is the way I approach this. So,
do you find it difficult?
Yeah, I think it's difficult. But speaking from the heart, I think is key, at least to me. Being very honest and transparent. So it's not always easy. I mean, there are people that are completely reluctant to hearing your feedback. But if you find a place where you create a moment when these people know that it's an open, it's a safe place where we can share and we can speak, I think it's better. And sometimes I tell them, what do you think if we could do this? What do you think if we share this? If you do this in a different way, and it works. Sometimes it doesn't work, but sometimes it works.
Receiving it. What about receiving it? You as a leader, you likely to receive feedback. For example, from Marco. How is it? Can you recall a piece of feedback that was challenging or unexpected? Can you share with us?
Oh yeah. I recall a moment when I think it was 10 years ago when I was invited by my team for lunch, and so it was like I think 8 or 9 people with me at lunch. So I was really happy to be invited by my team, and then they just gave me a feedback that I was not delegating too much, and the way it was given was kind of hard for me to accept. Because I was really happy to have my my lunch break with them, and then it was like a trick for me to stay there and listen to this feedback, and it was really unexpected, and I was not aware of this, so it was hard for me to explain when it was like that. But I think I always try to integrate the feedback, and sometimes it's hard to hear, but sometimes I mean I try to elaborate it, and then so
I find it.
recently we had also
Sorry. Go on.
no, recently we had also our skip level moment where typically you receive feedback from the people that you manage, and also the feedback among peers. And they what they tell me is that sometimes I'm a little bit too emotional, and that I struggle in impromptu situations. I need to work on that.
No, I find it difficult. I and my friend, one of my best friends here, who always say, like, you always avoid confrontation, and giving feedback a lot of times implies confrontation at some point. And I find it extremely difficult. So that's why I wanted to ask how
No,
you do it. So,
So I think I learned to 10 years ago when this happened to me at lunch, it was kind of hard. But the more you receive feedback, the more you get used to it. And I think you need to put you in a place where it's not a judgment. It's a place to grow. I mean, it's always something that you can work on and you can move from to be a better leader.
and maybe I can add that something here. And it was like, I remember one of my first bosses told me, like, you take everything very personal, and that is bad. And then I started saying, holy shit, that's true. That helped
Yeah,
me accept feedback before, right? So
yeah, I think it's the same for me. I took it very personally, and then I switched my perception to, okay, this is I'm a good person. I'm trying my best. Everybody's trying their best, so it's just something I can improve on, and it's not a judgment. Yeah, it's a chance to grow and be a better leader. Exactly.
how you
I
take it?
said
How you
that
take it? Say that again, sorry?
No, there was the quotation saying
Oh, yeah. You
feedback
said
is not
it.
it's
Disclaimer, it's our thing. Eh?
I said that.
I love it. I have to ask you another thing, and thanks for sharing that, because I think it's super interesting. And once again, I get ideas from how you're doing it, and I'll try to do better from what you said today. I have to ask you about because we work in the tech environment, the tech industry, both BureauWorks and Translated are tech companies in the localization industry, and one of the hottest topics today, especially in the United States, of course, is the fact of diversity and inclusion. I think it's in everywhere, but for some reason, I always have the feeling in America they have this more and more in mind than we in Europe, perhaps, right?
Mhm.
And I see always that diversity and inclusion are critical issues nowadays, right? And I thought of asking you, how do you guys address the concerns related to diversity and inclusion within your company? Is there like do you have a policy to work on that? How do you guys do it? Is it something that you tackle? What is, if you can share with us?
I think so. I like this topic. um, I like. I think it's a key component. So diversity is a key component to be able to reach goals that seem impossible to single individuals. So the more you have different people in the team, the more you have different ideas. So I love the topic. And I think we were intentional in Translated since the very beginning, because the way we operate is a way where we promote work ethics a lot, rather than your gender or your ethnicity or whatever. A good example of that is T rank, for instance, where I can remember. I want to share with you an episode. So when we celebrated our 20th anniversary, we brought our team to 20 different countries, meeting our community of translators. And in Brazil, we had one of our translators. We had several translators, but one in particular that came to us. So we organized this event where we celebrated with them our anniversary, and they came to us saying, "Listen, I have to tell you that I love working with you, and I had the opportunity, thanks to T-Rank, that has no... So T-Rank is our ranking system of translators, where we make sure that we rank them according to their performances, rather than any other type of other specificities. So I had the chance to work with Translated. I'm this person was a transgender, being bullied by his community, and this person didn't have a normal life, a normal working life, quitted several times, and ended up being a translator and working for Translated, and reaching a certain level of efficiency in our database, receiving a lot of work. And he said, he or she said, you gave me dignity, because thanks to T-Rank, I could have a certain life balance, and without judgment. So I think we are intentional. We want to be intentional in the way we want to operate. In our company, there are different nationalities. I don't want to make a list of things that we are doing, but we're trying to be very conscious about this.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, we have reports, of course, at the end of the year. Like we're structuring also regarding this, but I wanted to share with you like the vision, which is meritocracy.
Yeah, it's moving, and I'm happy to hear that you guys are doing something in this regard, because it's definitely something that always comes up in many talks. Something that it's been worked on by many people, but still not as at the level that it should be, right? So thanks for sharing with us that. And now, Isabelle, are you ready for the hottest topic of all? It's like, this is like, how do you build a business with your partner? How do you do this? I live with my girlfriend for 10 years, and I was like, oh my God, we love each other, but I don't know if I could do this. Like, tell us a little bit more journey if you want, because now we love gossiping. You have to tell us a little bit more.
Gossip. There are highs and lows, as in every couple, and distance can also help. Like when he's now in Auckland, and I'm living my best life. No, I'm just kidding, but no, it helps also. I want to be honest.
I love it.
No, it's not always easy, and I think in the past I really wanted to separate my personal life and my my working life, and I was very strict regarding this, and I got angry when I decided in my mind that it was my personal life and something of my working life happened. But I ended up changing a little bit my mind, and I think it's a whole. It doesn't need to be separated. It's our life. I mean, we
Yeah.
are partners in life and business. Hopefully we're doing different things, and we don't see each other sometimes. That helps as well. And we are in different.
I love how you say. I remember this, and this is a philosophical quote that we need to write down here right now. I remember, like when I was a student and of my master's 15 years ago. I remember we were having drinks with one of my friends, and he said, like, I will never forget this. He's like, Javi, the key to successful love is time and place, and there is no real other formula. The formula is completely different to everyone, right?
Yeah.
So
But we have to be also intentional. So I think we, as partners in business and life, we have a vision that is clear to us. So there's a lot of trust, a lot of support, and we know that we're going in the same direction. So in terms of business, we trust each other. So it's there are nothing to be said, just alignment that needs to be.
do you set boundaries? Is it difficult? Is it difficult
No.
to set them or?
Sometimes I tend to so Marco is very busy, I'm very busy, and sometimes we end up at home saying, hey, listen, I have some bullet points we need to to say, oh, please don't I'm so fed up, I need to rest, please give me rest. I say, okay,
I
I
love
will
it. I
do
love
it tomorrow, but I feel pissed because we really need to move forward with these points. So yeah, but sometimes we have time together as a couple. I know that we're gonna take some rest after the regatta, at least the two of us, because we always only have we also have 3 kids, which is challenging.
Yeah.
So as a
What do
couple,
I know about that? I still don't know nothing about that.
say it again.
I still don't know nothing about that. Sorry. Like
Yeah, challenging things.
and just did it ever, like any decision taken professionally, did it ever bled into your personal life? No, right? Because I love I like how you guys seeing how you guys are connected, the trust. I mean, I know you, so I can say that.
Because I'm a very emotional person,
Yeah.
I want to speak with my heart. It's not true. It impacts your life for sure. And sometimes
You told me the story of how you named your last kid, sending him an email. That was so funny. I remember that.
I want to name him Leo. That's it.
Yeah,
Not.
yeah, that was so funny. That was so funny.
Okay.
Anyway, well, thanks for sharing that. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You guys are an example of a successful love story, a successful business story as well. So, congratulations. Now keep doing that, please. Keep doing that.
But
I want.
I
So,
mean, there's no secret sauce. It's tough sometimes.
yeah, there's no formula to love, as I
No,
said.
there's no formula.
There's one thing that I also try to bring into the community and to speak about when possible, and it's the topic of mentorship, right? Because I mean, if I can speak about myself, I remember my first mentor 15 years ago. It's a personal entrepreneur, actually, who every time I go to my hometown, like I was there last week, I still meet him 15 years after. I share my stuff. He tells me, Javi, I'm so happy to see you growing as you're growing. These things you should do in this situation, this thing, no. Mentorship is I believe, is essential in career growth. And it's connected as well a little bit with what we spoke about, giving feedback, right? Because after all, it's asking somebody that knows you, that you trust, for feedback, right?
Exactly.
So I know Sophie, but other than Sophie, we have influential mentors in the journey. We love Sophie.
Yeah. I love Sophie. She's my sister. Not from blood, but from another life. So I think these mentors are the people that really love you, and they want the best out of you. So this is why it works so well. They give you advices because they really want you to succeed. So I have had a bunch of them. Sophie is one of them. What to say?
Share a lesson with us. One
I don't
lesson
know.
that
I
you
think
remember that that I can share a lesson, then I'll share one that with us from a mentor. Let's see.
Share what?
Share one of the lessons that you remember receiving from one
Oh,
of
a
your teammates.
lesson. Oh,
Yeah,
a lesson from a mentor. Um, I think it's accepting myself more. We're all good people, and the fact that you have someone in front of you willing the best out of you
yeah,
shows you that you're right as you are, and you just need guidance to show to the world the beauty of your uniqueness, right? So I
yeah,
think this is
yeah.
the one lesson that I've
And
learned
accept
is
yourself.
this, accepting myself and
Yeah.
making sure that I do my best all the time. I don't know if it's worth saying it. It
No, no,
seems
it's
very
I like it's
generic.
complicated to accept yourself, right? And it's something that you work on with your mentors, with your therapist, and all that stuff. And I have one that I wanted to share now, since nobody's looking, right? I have one I mean, for those who know me, and I'm 41. I'm a bit younger than you, 41 years young.
Lucky you.
Yeah, just turned like 3 weeks ago, and during the pandemic, I had sort of like an internal change of things, of life goals, and etc. Also, a little bit boosted by why people like to tend to call midlife crisis, call it that way, right?
Mhm.
So I remember last year I went to my hometown in the north of Spain, and I went to meet my mentor, right? And I was telling him how stressed I am. Oh my God, I'm 40. I am doing very well. I am wealthy. I have a nice career, but I don't know. I'm so anxious about stuff. And he said, like, I've lived half of my life. I don't know. Oh my God, whatever. And he called me and said, like, look, Javi, I'm gonna give you an example. He's in his 60s, right? And he said, you cannot forget to enjoy and live the moment. And here's one thing: I was last he was telling me a story about how he saw two very elderly people, like old people, sailing a boat when he was standing in a port in, I think he told me, in the Canary Islands or something like that. And suddenly he sees a boat sailing into the port, uh, like sailed by two very older people, and the boat was called Memento Vivere. And I was
Mhm.
like, this is the best lesson I've seen in my life, like to enjoy the moment, not think about the not think, possibly not get anxiety about what's coming, and enjoy. And that day, I remember summer last year, and that quote has opened my mind so much that it made me like say, holy smokes, you're right, let's go,
And
let's go.
I have a story that is similar to yours,
Yeah,
more or less around my 40s. Um, so I operated much in the background, and I was like head down for like more or less 20 years. And when we celebrated our 20th anniversary,
yeah,
we did a big party. We had all our team members with their families. We rented at the beach. We had so fun. We did a celebration where we organized sports activities. There was the Olympics at that time, and we did the same, like the tea Olympics, running, swimming. It was really a lot of fun. And I had like a breakthrough moment where I gave a speech to my team, and I saw all these people in front of me, and I saw the impact of
your words.
as founders giving work to all these people with their kids, with their partners, and I just realized that I really wanted to enjoy the journey, because what I've been doing for the last 20 years was just focusing on the results and not really enjoying the journey. And yeah, so I said, okay, this is too good to be left like live like this. So I started really enjoying every single moment. So I like to look back.
Yeah,
um, I like to sit down and say, okay, we started from here 6 months ago. Where are we right now? Now
Yeah.
it's the time of the year where we are planning everything in advance for the year to become. It's the right moment, but I think it's really important to really see where you started and where are you at right now, and do that on very specific moments, like every 3 months. Doing this, it helps a lot, seeing your progress and
I love
enjoy
it. I
and celebrating every day.
celebrating. Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
try to celebrate as much as possible. We
Yeah.
like with parties.
It's more easy said than done, but it's,
I
I mean,
know, but I think it's
I'm
important.
going in that direction. I'm doing it more, but I guess I also saw not so long ago that, you know, these are things that you learn as you go, and the life is like a curve of happiness and stuff like that. And then, well, there's a lot we could be philosophizing here until
Oh
always.
yeah, yeah.
But hey, since we're not talking about the future, let me ask you about your future plans, right? What are the future plans that you guys have? I know for, as a company is translated, because I know
Oh,
you guys.
future plans about
Yeah,
translated, or my future plan. Future plans about translated. Well,
those
we
you
work.
can share, eh? Those you can share.
Oh yeah. Um, so we want to help people understand and being understood. That's the main
Nice,
super goal that we have,
nice. I love it.
and we do this through our work. It's a tricky moment right now, right? Because technology is just disrupting everything. So you need to run after something. We don't really know what. Um, so future plans. I don't know what I can share, but I think we want to continue becoming partners with our clients. We don't want to be vendors. We really want to be partners, and we want to build with our clients. We also we have engagements also for our community. We want to lead a little bit better our community. We feel a responsibility also to help people thrive through these times, because technology is disrupting a lot in our industry.
Yeah,
And I think we want also to be the voice that reassure people. I mean, there have been changes. When we started in 1999, it was the beginning of the internet, and it was very disrupt. Yeah, Prince.
too much, too much.
It was the beginning of the internet, and we had the intuition that it would have disrupt the market, and it was an enormous change. Now with the chat GPT, with the large language model, it's also disrupting our industry, and a lot of people are scared. And I think maybe it's not the topic here, but we really want to reassure people the change is always very difficult. But after 20 years, we are still here, and we managed to find a way to recover from difficulties, but also reinvent ourselves. And I think it's very important for people to understand that life is like this. You can't be stuck in a position. You really need to evolve
Yeah.
with what is the current situation, and it's a tough situation right now.
Look what
So
we lived from 2008 to 2012. That it looked like the world was going to.
yeah, exactly. So it's not answering your question. It's going a
No,
little.
but it's okay. It's. I wanted to
But
spend.
I think personally, because also it's the real right time of the year where you just look back and see what was done and what's next for the future. I think it takes for me it takes a lot of time to. Doesn't take like one evening where I plan everything. I just sit down and say, okay, what did I like the most last year? What I want more from my life next year? What I want less for my life next year? That's what I'm doing personally.
I love it, and you're doing very well, Isa.
Thank you.
I'm following you, and yeah. So I just wanted to. I mean, before I thank you and I say bye to our friends, I would like you to please share some closing remarks. And if you may, one of the things that I've been trying to insist a lot when we started this series of leadership forum, Merging Minds, was to encourage people to go out there and in a time where things are difficult, to be an entrepreneur. Because, I mean, I'm sort of doing it, but within BureauWorks, there's a lot of people that are trying things. But what would you say to those who want to start or who love their jobs? Or do you think that what kind of advice would you give them in terms of?
If they want to start a business,
Yes, or yeah.
it's a beautiful journey where so as an advice, a beautiful journey because you can express yourself. I don't know what advice I would give. It's a tough journey. You are a little bit like
Money before you go.
Entrepreneurs. I think entrepreneurs are a little bit like strange beasts.
Yeah.
People don't understand the amount of responsibility that it is, and when you start this journey, you need to be aware of that. It's not for everyone, but it's a beautiful journey because you get to learn so much, and you have an impact to the world with what you're doing. And now with Translated 200 people, a large community of translators, we can do a lot. Whenever we do when we support communities, we can do at a larger scale, and it is beautiful. So I don't know what advice I want to give, but I think it's following your heart and don't get too attached to your ideas. Be smooth to change your mind when you need to. This is what I can give as an advice. I don't know if it helps.
No, that helps. That helps. Like being flexible is a thing that at least us millennials we have to carve or tattoo in our thing.
And also the ego, I would say. The ego
Yeah.
is very important because the ego sometimes ruins the entire thing because you get too attached to things, and I think you need to remain humble with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Isa. It's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure. Like, I've enjoyed the conversation. I've learned so much, and I mean, I can only thank you again. I look forward to seeing you in person soon again.
Yes.
I hope that I can take Kate to Rome soon and see you guys there.
You're very welcome to. Thank you so much for having me.
As always, it's a pleasure. Just to say to the friends following here until the end that tomorrow we have another episode of Merging Minds. Tomorrow is my amazing friend, colleague Viveta Jin, who is going to be running a webinar named "How Can Gen AI and Training Unleash Your Inner Lion?" Right?
Nice.
So that's a cool one, right? I know you have also something to say about that too, but yeah. Well, thank you, everybody, and have a good rest of the day or morning or wherever you are. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.